Welcome, everyone. Get ready to dive into some of the best single-player experiences you can play in 2026 on Nintendo Switch 2. From deep RPGs to cinematic adventures and creative platformers, these games offer immersive worlds, strong gameplay, and hours of engaging content you won't want to miss. Monster Hunter Stories 3: Twisted Reflection stands out as a refreshing single-player RPG that trades fast action for a more thoughtful, strategic experience built around bonding with monsters and shaping your journey through meaningful choices. The turn-based combat feels sharper than ever, pushing you to read enemy patterns, build balanced teams, and unleash powerful kinship attacks at the right moment. Exploration ties everything together, with diverse regions affected by a creeping ecological threat that you actively push back through the new habitat restoration system, making progression feel rewarding beyond just leveling up. What really gives the game its edge is how it blends a more serious, grounded story with the charm of raising monsties, creating a steady rhythm between narrative and gameplay. It's the kind of RPG that pulls you in slowly, but keeps you hooked for dozens of hours, thanks to its depth and satisfying loop. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined delivers a slow-burning adventure that gradually pulls you into its world through exploration, discovery, and constant progression. Instead of rushing, the game builds momentum as you travel between past and present, restoring forgotten lands and uncovering self-contained stories that eventually connect into a larger narrative. The updated turn-based combat feels smoother and more responsive, while the expanded job system adds real depth, letting you experiment with different builds and strategies as your party evolves. What makes it stand out is its unique rhythm, where every island feels like a small chapter with its own tone and challenges, keeping the journey fresh over dozens of hours. The diorama-style visuals give it a distinct charm, blending classic design with modern presentation. It's a long, immersive RPG that rewards patience and keeps you engaged with its steady sense of growth and discovery. Dynasty Warriors Origins takes the classic Musou formula and reshapes it into a more focused and engaging single-player experience that feels both familiar and surprisingly fresh. Instead of juggling dozens of characters, you follow one central warrior, which gives the story a stronger sense of direction while still placing you in massive battles filled with thousands of enemies. Combat is faster and more responsive, but also more demanding, pushing you to think about positioning and objectives rather than just clearing waves mindlessly. The scale of each battlefield stands out, with constant action happening around you, making every encounter feel dynamic and alive. On Switch 2, the game runs smoothly, even during its most chaotic moments, keeping the flow consistent. It's a refined take on the series that balances spectacle with structure, making it one of the most satisfying Warriors games in years.
So effortless. I see that as your strength as a warrior. And open.
Pokémon Pokopia offers a refreshing shift from the usual formula, focusing on rebuilding a forgotten world rather than battling through it, and that change gives the experience a unique and relaxing rhythm. You explore as a transforming Ditto, gradually restoring empty regions by gathering resources, creating habitats, and attracting Pokémon back into the ecosystem. The loop feels simple at first, but quickly becomes satisfying as each small action leads to visible progress, turning lifeless areas into vibrant environments full of activity. Instead of constant pressure, the game encourages you to take your time, experiment, and enjoy the process of growth. The evolving world and dynamic systems keep things engaging without overwhelming you, making every session feel meaningful. On Switch 2, performance stays smooth and consistent, helping you stay immersed. It's a calm yet addictive experience that proves a different approach can still capture the magic of Pokémon. Trails in the Sky First Chapter delivers a slow-burning RPG experience that focuses on world-building and character growth, creating a journey that feels both personal and expansive at the same time. You follow Estelle and Joshua as they travel across Librel, taking on missions that seem simple at first, but gradually connect into a much larger story. The combat blends turn-based strategy with modern improvements, while the orbment system adds real depth, letting you customize abilities and shape your playstyle. What really makes the game stand out is its pacing, giving every town, character, and side story time to breathe, which makes the world feel alive and consistent. On Switch 2, the upgraded visuals and smooth performance make it the best way to experience this classic. It's a long, rewarding RPG that builds momentum over time and keeps you invested through its strong sense of progression and storytelling.
You're mine!
This is the end!
This is dangerous.
Yakuza 0 Director's Cut delivers a powerful mix of intense storytelling and satisfying combat, making it one of the most engaging single-player experiences on Switch 2. Set in a vibrant 1980s Japan, the game follows two protagonists whose stories slowly intertwine, creating a narrative that feels personal and impactful from start to finish. Combat is fast and flexible, letting you switch between different fighting styles on the fly, while using the environment to your advantage, which keeps every encounter fresh. What really sets the game apart is the balance between serious drama and the sheer amount of side content, offering everything from minigames to full management systems that add depth to the experience. With smooth performance and additional scenes in this version, it feels more complete than ever. It's a game that constantly surprises you, blending action, storytelling, and variety into a consistently rewarding journey. Octopath Traveler 0 takes the classic formula and expands it into something bigger and more connected, delivering a single-player RPG that feels both familiar and fresh at the same time. Instead of following separate stories, you create your own protagonist and lead a growing team of characters through a journey driven by revenge and rebuilding, giving the adventure a stronger sense of direction. The turn-based combat keeps the iconic break and boost system, but adds more depth with 8 character battles, new abilities, and flexible strategies that make every fight feel engaging. What really stands out is the town building system, where you gradually restore your destroyed home, turning progression into something visible and meaningful. Combined with the upgraded HD 2D visuals and smooth performance on Switch 2, the game delivers a satisfying loop that keeps you invested for dozens of hours. It's a deeper, more evolved take on the series that rewards both strategy and long-term progression.
My turn. Concentrate. I'll show you what I can do.
Hades 2 takes everything that made the original so addictive and pushes it further, delivering a fast-paced, single-player experience that constantly rewards skill, experimentation, and persistence. You play as Malinois, battling through ever-changing runs filled with enemies, bosses, and powerful upgrades that reshape your playstyle each time. Combat feels incredibly smooth, blending quick attacks, magic abilities, and movement into a system that's easy to learn but hard to master. What really makes the game stand out is how progression never feels wasted, as every run unlocks new story elements, abilities, and interactions that keep you moving forward. The world evolves alongside you, making each attempt feel meaningful rather than repetitive. On Switch 2, the high frame rate keeps everything fluid and responsive, enhancing the intensity of every fight. It's a perfect example of a sequel that builds on its foundation while creating something deeper, faster, and even more engaging. Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles delivers a deep and rewarding strategy RPG experience that focuses on careful planning and meaningful decisions rather than fast action. Battles take place on grid-based maps, where positioning, terrain, and timing all play a huge role, making every move feel important and every victory earned. The job system adds a strong layer of customization, letting you shape your team in different ways and experiment with strategies that evolve over time. What really makes the game stand out is its grounded and mature story, built around political conflict and personal choices that give weight to everything you do. The updated visuals and voice acting bring the world to life, while quality of life improvements make the pacing smoother and more accessible. On Switch 2, it feels like the perfect way to experience a classic that still stands as one of the most thoughtful and engaging tactical RPGs ever made. Planet of Lana II delivers a cinematic puzzle platforming experience that feels both calm and intense, blending exploration, stealth, and clever problem-solving into a journey that stays engaging from start to finish. You guide Lana and her companion Mui through a beautifully crafted alien world, solving puzzles that rely on coordination between both characters, which adds a unique rhythm to gameplay. Movement feels smoother with new abilities, while puzzle design becomes more varied, constantly introducing fresh ideas without overwhelming you. What really makes the game stand out is its atmosphere, using hand-painted visuals, music, and environmental storytelling to create an emotional experience without relying on dialogue. Each area feels alive, encouraging you to slow down and take in the world while still pushing forward. It's a refined sequel that builds on everything that worked before, offering a more polished, immersive, and memorable single-player adventure. Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition delivers a massive open-world RPG experience that feels surprisingly complete and immersive on Switch 2, combining deep storytelling with player-driven freedom in a dense, futuristic city. You explore Night City through a mix of combat, hacking, and dialogue choices, shaping your character with cyberware upgrades and skill builds that completely change how you approach missions. The world itself is packed with detail, from major story arcs to smaller side quests that often feel just as meaningful, giving you a constant sense of discovery. What makes this version stand out is how smoothly it runs for such a demanding game, offering stable performance while keeping the core experience intact. The addition of the Phantom Liberty expansion adds even more depth, making it easy to stay engaged for dozens of hours. It's a huge, ambitious RPG that proves portable systems can now handle full-scale open-world adventures without losing their impact. Dragon Quest I and II HD 2D Remake brings two legendary RPGs back with a modern touch, blending classic turn-based gameplay with updated visuals and smoother systems that make the experience feel fresh without losing its identity. You explore a traditional fantasy world as a descendant of a legendary hero, progressing through simple but satisfying combat and a steady sense of adventure that defined early JRPGs. What makes this remake stand out is how it improves pacing and clarity with features like quest markers and streamlined progression, making it much easier to stay engaged compared to the originals. The HD 2D style adds a strong visual charm, combining pixel art with modern lighting to create a world that feels both nostalgic and new. With two full games in one package and expanded content, it offers a long and rewarding journey that shows why this series helped shape the RPG genre. Resident Evil Requiem delivers a tense and cinematic single-player experience that blends classic survival horror with modern action, creating a constantly shifting rhythm that keeps you engaged from start to finish. You switch between two characters with very different playstyles, where one focuses on limited resources and slow, nerve-wracking exploration, while the other leans into faster, more aggressive combat, making each section feel distinct. The game's atmosphere stands out, with dark environments, detailed locations, and a strong sense of danger that builds naturally as you progress. Every encounter feels meaningful, whether you're carefully managing ammo or pushing through intense battles. On Switch 2, the game runs smoothly enough to keep immersion intact, even during its most chaotic moments. It's a refined evolution of the series that successfully balances fear and action, making it one of the most complete and engaging Resident Evil experiences in years. Donkey Kong Bananza delivers a fresh take on the platforming genre by turning destruction into its core mechanic, creating a gameplay loop that feels both chaotic and satisfying. Instead of simply following a set path, you carve your own way through massive environments by smashing, digging, and reshaping the world around you, which makes exploration feel dynamic and constantly rewarding. The sandbox-style level design encourages experimentation, letting you uncover hidden paths, collectibles, and shortcuts in ways that feel natural rather than scripted. What really makes the experience stand out is how these mechanics blend with classic platforming, keeping movement smooth while adding a new layer of freedom. The journey with Donkey Kong and Pauline adds charm and structure, giving purpose to the destruction. On Switch 2, the scale and interactivity feel like a true step forward, making it one of the most creative and memorable single-player adventures available.
with incredible force. Destruction can lead to discoveries, so set off a chain reaction and see what happens.
Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade delivers a cinematic RPG experience that blends fast-paced action with strategic depth, creating a gameplay loop that feels both engaging and rewarding from start to finish. You explore the city of Midgar while switching between characters in real time, combining attacks, abilities, and magic through the ATB system, which adds a layer of strategy without slowing down the flow. What makes the game stand out is its strong focus on characters and storytelling, expanding the original narrative into something more detailed and emotionally driven. Every moment feels polished, from intense boss fights to quieter story segments that build the world around you. On Switch 2, the experience remains smooth and visually impressive despite minor compromises, making it easy to stay immersed, whether you play docked or handheld. It's a complete and refined RPG that shows how a remake can evolve into something bigger while staying true to its roots.
Damn it.
Bounced right off.
That's our list of the top 15 best single-player games on Nintendo Switch 2 in 2026. Whether you're into story-driven RPGs or action-packed adventures, there's something here worth your time. Let us know your favorites and what you're playing next.